RankDaddy, what's up? It is Tuesday, I think, Tuesday, here right at noon Central Time. It's actually 11:59. I'm a minute early. But wanted to let you guys hop on here. I will give you guys a second. But we're going to be talking about, how I was able to win the 2018 summer contest. I've gotten messages after messages, and so I sent a message over to Brandon and just really was like, hey man, can I just come live? Because it's going to be so much easier to just come live rather than texting everyone back individually. So whenever you guys jump on, say hey, say hello. I want to see you guys in here, whether that's a hand wave. Jerry, what's up, man? How are you? Thanks for joining in. So like I said, guys, whenever you hop in here, wave, give me a little wave, give me a thumbs up, give me something, I don't know. And as well, want you guys to know this. Any questions that you guys have, feel free to let me know in the middle of this. I'll definitely be able to answer those. And so wanted to just kind of go through with you guys what my process is, honestly, and what I did to achieve everything I have. And so I'm not done yet. It's not like I'm just going to kind of, I'm here, whatever. Aaron, what's up? What's up? Nathaniel, Randy, how are you guys? Alec, how are you? Amit, dude, I don't know. I'm sorry. The worst pronouncer of names ever here. So Jimmy, what's up, man? All right, guys. So we're just going to go ahead and kick things off. If you guys are watching this on the replay, say replay. Want to see who all watches this live and obviously back. So like I said, for those of you who just jumped on, if you guys have questions, feel free to reach out and say them right in the middle of this. All right. So I want to help you guys because like I said, I've been getting tons of messages. Hey, well, what did you do? How did you do this? All this, and so I messaged a couple people back. And then I was like, all right, nah, I'm done. I've got to go live because texting people back so much is just not going to really work out. So it just took forever. So this is honestly what I did, all right? So if you guys aren't in RankDaddy Pro yet, please go sign up for it because that's why I was able to do what I did. You guys need to really, for those of you who are in Academy, you guys need to figure out a way to upgrade. I don't know. Get a credit card with 0% APR interest, something like that to make this investment because this is a huge investment. And for those of you who are in Pro, you guys know the value of one, all the trainings, but secondly, our Facebook group. That's just incredible of a small community that we hope to get even bigger, but just how helpful that it is, right? Whenever you ask a question, it's all there, and that's honestly why I was able to do what I did. Now, let's talk about prospecting, all right? So what I did is I literally just came up with a list. I sat down one night and just started thinking, okay, what kind of businesses are there? What are their categories? All right. And so I literally, and I've got a list pinned up of roofers, landscapers, tree service, a dentist, pest control, towing, restaurants, water damage, painting contractor, lawyer, a plumber, carpet cleaning, a limo service, car detailing, a mover. I just came up with a big list of, oh man, my water's out. That's a sad day. All right, I guess I'm back. Cool, if you guys can hear me, just give me a thumbs up. It said I had low internet connection for a second, so just want to make sure that you guys can hear me before I start to ramble on. So, like I said, create that list there. Seeing thumbs up. All right, perfect. Thanks, guys. Creating that list helped me, and this is what I did. I straight up just did this because, a lot of you guys might not know this, but I've got a background in the real estate industry, and that's really what I do, kind of more so than SEO, is I buy and flip and sell investment properties. And so that's really what I do, like full time. That's kind of what I focus on, because, there's big money in that. You can pop off a big chunk of $20,000-$30,000 at once. And so, that's kind of what I focus on, and I do this stuff on the side, so I haven't really gotten full into prospecting like I really want to, just because, again, I don't have the time running two businesses, right? So I just kind of have to pick and choose, kind of what I have. So what I did is I straight up went on to Google, and again, this is a prospecting method in RankDaddy Pro that I'm going to give you guys tips about what they teach you in Pro, of what I actually use. So what I did is I just created a list like that, and I just straight up cold called. I went on to Google, began at the top of page 2, and just started calling people. Am I the only one? The video stopped playing. Yeah. It kicked off. So if you guys need to rejoin, go ahead and get back on there. So what I did is I cold called them straight up. I also had a virtual assistant help me, and what I would do is I made a training video, and if you guys have a Mac, it's key. And hey, if you guys are on here, I see some new faces hopping on. If you guys have questions about what I'm talking about, anything else, feel free to ask me. If you guys are catching this on the replay, say replay. You can even do hashtag replay if you're really feeling it. So happy to have you guys on. So what I did is I had a virtual assistant help me with this as well, is that they would go through and they would actually go and create lists for me. And what they would do is they would call, well, I did that at first. Matt, yeah, absolutely, man. Happy to help. So what I did is I had a virtual assistant go through. I gave them a big list, and I told them to go through page 10. Honestly, probably should have had them go through page like 15 or whatever, but of each industry in each city that I wanted to. So I'm here out of the Nashville area, so I gave him like Nashville and a few surrounding areas as well that I thought might be a good idea. And I had them create an Excel sheet of the business name, company phone number, email address if it was there. And I think what page of Google they were on. And what I did is with all those emails, what I did is I created a MailChimp, and I sent out a MailChimp to that same list about 3 times. And I kind of sent the same thing, and then I, mixed it up. But I just sent it over and over and over again until I got people saying, take me off your list or whatever, just to know that people got it. But that worked. I got a couple of clients by doing that. And then I called people, just straight up cold called them. One of them, is actually, I've got to follow up with him tomorrow. Funny enough, this was back in June, all right, that he was ready for SEO. He's a t-shirt printer, they do that, and they do embroidery as well, which is something that I didn't really think of. But they were ready to do SEO, man. It was, t-shirt company population of about 200,000 people. They were ready, and their AC blew out in their workspace, and so he was like, hey, I'm not going to be able to. I want to. Call me back in September. Here we are. So I'm going to get back with him and, follow up. And that's another big thing is follow up. Make sure that you guys create some sort of, for me, it worked best creating a Google Sheet and just kind of keeping up with who I called, when I called them, when I need to call them back. Things like that. And that was really a great way for me to kind of know, who I needed to call when, and, it just helped me keep organized, because I feel like I'm a very organized individual. So I like to have things, laid out to a T, you know what I mean? So that's what I would really that's what I would suggest for you guys, is to do that. Again, if you guys have questions throughout all of this, feel free and shoot. So I did that, and then this is a really important thing that I did as well. And this has worked for me the very best. Asking for referrals. Now, you can't just straight up ask for a referral, right? Until, you do some work for them, right? So one client, my very first one, I landed back in, I think, April or May. And what I did is, she was paying me about $2,000 a month. And so I literally socked all 2,000 into her. I was just throwing it in there. PBNs, press releases, Web 2.0s, doing tons of stuff to get her up there, right? In a population of about 1 million. So I was throwing stuff. I was just literally, like I said, all of it to her. And so what ended up happening is in July, she had a record-breaking month, like 3 times what she had ever made. And so she was just crazy. She's like, this works. This is amazing. Well, oh gosh. So I asked her, hey, do you know anyone else that might, could use the same thing? She referred 6 people to me, 6 that are all clients right now. All right. They range from a CBD oil shop thing, he just sells CBD oil and a few gummies and, things like that, to a plumber. The list goes on and on of just random friends that she has, right? That are, attorneys and a plumber, a CBD oil shop owner, just random things. But she was like, look at what happened. This guy is legit. So that's really what happened. And I got her from cold calling, right? So so that's what I did. But then, so my best advice for you guys is your first 1, 2, 3, 4 clients, really sow everything they give you into them to get them up there to generate the most money. Yeah, you probably won't make a lot or anything at all, but it's going to be worth it, guys. So make sure that you guys are sowing into people and giving and putting everything you can into them. Don't be super greedy. Oh, well, I'm going to just wait until they pay me, No. Push that in, sow into them, because guess what's going to happen is when you do that, people know, wow, they've given me everything. And now, look at it. She gave me 6 new clients. Why? Because I helped her get a record-breaking month, because I wasn't pinching pennies. I was putting every cent into her website and ranking her. Every penny. All right? And, I think I ended up making, out of that $2,000 for 2 months of it, I ended up making about $400, so $200 each month. So that kind of made up for my time, right? Just as far as putting into it, you know what I mean? It didn't really make up for all of my time, but it made up for, a little bit. And so, like I said, I just sewed into it, right? So that's what I did, guys. It's really not that hard. And another big thing is Facebook marketing. That's another big one, is literally doing this. Joining yard sale groups, buy, sell, trade groups, literally any of that, and just post something like this. Hey, local business owners, share your website. Let's see what we come up with, and, make something creative, make it sound like you're trying to talk to people, and then say, mine's in the comments, and you start it off and you share your SEO agency site, right? You say, all right, hey, here's my company site. I run an online marketing agency. I just say online marketing agency. It's a lot easier. People don't know what SEO is most of the time. So, say something like that and literally just do that, and don't spam a group, right? Add some value to it. So if somebody's asking for a referral for a chiropractor, right? Give them yours. Whoever you go to, a dentist, same thing, add value so that way people see you as real, not just as a spammer, you know what I mean? And literally, like I said, it's when you get that one client, when you get your first, what you need to do is you need to literally sow every penny that you have to getting them to be number one. All right, here's why. Even if you're like, yeah, it's $500 a month, they're going to pay me, what the heck? It's nothing. Put all 500, put 700 into it, right? Here's why. When you can show somebody rankings and say, look at this guy, I ranked him, he's ranking number one, mobile, on a computer, and in the map pack, and it's important for you guys who aren't using SERPtrack.io, go use that to track your rankings. Literally, Brandon and whoever helped him create that is literally the best ranking tool out there, so go sign up for that. Plus, it's cheap. It's the same price. I was using Rank Tracker before. I was paying $19 a month. Went over to Brandon's and paid $20, $1 more, and got double the keywords, and I think double or 10 times the sites I could put, like something insane that I was like, yeah, why wouldn't I, right? And he shows you a computer ranking, mobile, and map pack, especially the map pack. I think the map pack is probably one of the most important ranking tools because that shows up the majority of times when somebody searches on an iPhone, and over 60% of mobile of any search on to Google's done from a mobile phone. So yeah, makes sense that the map pack's going to show up, and that's why it's important to get you guys up there. So again, I would really highly suggest for you guys to just hustle and cold call people. Call people off of one of the billboards, a van, and here's a big one that you guys probably aren't going to like this. Show up in their office. Just show up, right? Show up dressed professionally with a little handout, some sort of a letter, a flyer, I don't know, something that you can hand them and say, hey, this is what I do, are you guys interested? And if not, you just leave it there, because who knows, in 6 months they might call you back, right? They might, because they might be going through a hard time. 1 or 2, if they are already doing SEO, their SEO dude might just suck. Okay, straight up, might just suck. I had a client, and they were with another SEO company for like 6 months. Best ranking, like page 4, I think. All I did was on-page SEO. They ranked number 1 in all their cities they were trying to go after, right? And again, my man Jerry here, who is on, he was on, I don't know if he is. He helped me out big time, and guess what? In RankDaddy Pro. That's why it's so important, guys, for you guys to get into RankDaddy Pro here. Now, I'll be honest, Brandon didn't ask me to come on here and sell you guys RankDaddy Pro and blah, blah, blah. That's not why I'm doing this. I'm just being honest, giving you guys my opinion about what's best. Because, you guys saw what I was able to accomplish, and why was that? RankDaddy Pro. That's why I was able to do that. Why do you think that, like, Ed over here is popping off these big clients? Well, 1, he actually hustles and actually does the work, and 2, RankDaddy, right? That's why. A community, right? We ask each other questions, even if we feel like it's a silly thing to ask. We're like, hey guys, I should probably know this, but I'm just kind of drawing, I'm just kind of having a hard time remembering what that is. What is that? And people answer, and boom, there it is. So, people, we help each other there, and it's fantastic. So as far as what my favorite niche and population size is, honestly, I don't really have a favorite niche necessarily, because I've got a bunch of different clients in a bunch of different fields, and they all work pretty well. from car detailing to a plumber to CBD oil, to tons of different things. But honestly, I think my favorite clients to go after are probably the ones in the like $1,000 to $1,800 a month range. And I'll talk about how I also price things here in a minute. But I'm gonna wrap this up fairly quick, probably 10 more minutes, because I've got a tea time this afternoon. Why? Because I don't really have to work that much, because I've gotten this stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna continue to push, but guess what? I can work half a day in the morning and go play 18 holes in the afternoon because of this, right? So it's fantastic. So my favorite population sizes, honestly, are probably anything under about 300,000. That's me. Why is that? Because that's the easiest to rank. Really, all you would need to do is drop a press release, do social signals, Web 2.0s, and of course, this is kind of, you should just know this, but doing on-page SEO correctly, right? That's kind of a given, but doing that right. So let's just back it up. On-page SEO, number one, very, very important. Then press release, social signals, few Web 2.0s, and a couple PBNs, and they're pretty much top three. And really, once you do the local citations in those areas, really, once you do the local citations, they're going to be up there in the Matt pack. Matt, yes, 1 second, I will go over that. Yes. So, one of the things that you guys need to look at is, what's going to be easier to rank? 10 clients at $1,000 a month in a population of 150,000, or one client going national for a very competitive keyword for $10,000 a month, that they're going to be on you constantly every day. Hey, how are the rankings? Hey, how are the rankings? Hey, how are the rankings? Hey. They're going to be on you constantly, but somebody in 1,000, or paying you $1,000 a month in a population of 150,000 people, they might message you once a week, but guess what? The upkeep's going to be a lot less because they know you, they trust you. It's not going to be a big corporation. It's going to be a mom and a pop type thing. It's going to be one dude running it, or a father and son, husband and a wife. You kind of get the idea, so it's a little bit easier. So I would pick easily $1,000 a month clients in 100,000, 200,000 city, because you get them ranked faster, and when you get those, it just gives you more ammo, more marketing ammo, saying, look at me, I ranked this guy number one, I can do that for you. And that's a big thing of other clients that I got, is that, yes, the one client that had that record smashing, not even record smashing month in July, they just saw her and they saw those rankings and said, yeah, she said you're good. I don't even need to see other people. So that's why it's, important for you to focus on one individual client, or, two or three, to get them up there to begin asking for a referral. That's very, very key. Now, Matt asked, can you go over a bit of how your cold calls went, stuff that you found worked and didn't, etc. Yes. So this sounds kind of silly, I guess, but get yourself a pair of headphones. All right. I've got the Power Beats 3, so they just hook into your ear. It just looks like this, right? It's super easy, super comfortable. The microphone's here, you put this one on the other ear, and you just go at it, and you call, and you can't tell. These things I think they're $150. I would make an investment in these or something like it. Plus, I like these for when I go on a run or anything like that, because they're just super nice. And so that's my tip number one: get some sort of a headset. But this is what I would say, is as soon as I would call them, is whoever would answer is I would say, hey, just out of curiosity, I found you guys online back on page 4 or 5. Was just curious if you guys have anybody doing SEO or online marketing work for you guys at all. And they would, just based on what they would answer, I would kind of lead with that, see how they would answer, and then just say, okay, great. Well, is there somebody I could maybe chat to, maybe a manager or somebody who's in charge of kind of all of your guys's, all of the marketing? And they would usually like, yeah, sure, that's Jim. He does all of that, or that's John, or, whoever. And you would get to them, and then, you just ask them and just say, hey, found you guys back online, back at page 4 or 5. I was just curious, if you guys have anybody helping you guys rank your website, increase your traffic, get more leads, etc. And if they're like, well, no, thank you. Like, well, would you like to increase your revenue by 2 times or 5 times? Kind of like, wait, what? Well, yeah, of course. Well, SEO, it can help you with that, right? And one thing is cold calls get a lot easier the more you do them and the more ammo you have. Ammo is clients and rankings and things like that. You can say, and this is one of the things I loved, and when I first kind of began, I would use this because I had already ranked, and this was before I even found RankDaddy at all, but I had already ranked my real estate investment company, up there. And so, I would just have them on the phone say, hey, why don't you go into Google right now and just type in, where can I sell my house in whatever their area was, because I knew that I was already up there, and just say, hey, just tell me who shows up number 1. They would read this website. Yep, that's me. If you click on that, go to the About page, you'll see my name, my picture, all of that, right? To give them a validity saying, oh, snap, I Googled this and he just showed right up. So it's good when you talk to somebody over the phone is have them actually look up one of your clients, right? Actually look that up while you're on the phone with them. Say, hey, yeah, are you in front of a computer? And they're like, yeah, I am. Well, wonderful. Go ahead and hop on there to Google and just type in there, whatever the keyword that your client's up there for. And they're going to say, yeah, I see that. And you say, yep, I ranked them, and it gives them a validity, it just gives them validity to see, okay, this dude is real. This client here, it's set, he's ranking, them, and, okay, all right, I'm beginning to see this, beginning to trust this. So really, guys, with cold calling, you're gonna face rejection. It's just gonna happen, and this is a weird trick. I know this is gonna sound so weird to all of you, but it works for me. So you'll have to find your thing that works for you. Is that give yourself some sort of a reward, right, for cold calling people. What I would do, kid you not, I'm a 2-year-old. It's so funny. I went to Sam's Club and I bought a big thing of some fruit snacks. All right, so I literally would, after every couple of calls, I would say, all right, I can eat a couple of these. For every 2-3 calls I make, I can get 1 gummy or 2, however I said it in my own head. And what that would do is that would motivate me a little bit to call them to say, okay, I can't eat these until, I make that call. I know it sounds silly, but it worked for me, right? Maybe for you, it's, all right, I can't play another round of 18 holes until I make 25 calls, 30 calls. I'm not allowed to do something I enjoy until I make this many calls. And what that's going to do for you is that just going to kind of give you, it's going to kind of give you motivation to do it, right? So, hey guys, if you guys have any questions, feel free to shoot. I'm trying to expand your question there. It says see more, but when I hit see more, just brings me to like it or something. I don't know. Share one of your real estate sites. We can talk about it. Yeah. Send me a private message and we can chat. Before I forget, yes. This is the last thing I'm going to go over, but if you guys have any other questions, feel free and shoot. Again, gotta go play 18. So what I did as far as pricing, this has been huge for me, and this has worked so stinking well, is what I've done is, all right, let's just say that you've got a client for $2,000 a month. Aaron, yeah, literally is exactly what I'm going to go into. So this is how I set this up, guys, and this works so well. So well. Let's just say that we have a $2,000 a month client, and, and again, guys, in RankDaddy Pro, it teaches you how to price clients correctly and how to do it all. And again, a good RankDaddy Pro community that's, has other clients and might have them in your own, in that particular area or clientele that you're shooting for, they might be able to help you, right? And give you tips. Oh, hey, I only gave them a $1,000 a month, $1,500 a month, whatever. It's a great way to help. But this is what I did. So let's just say we have a $2,000 a month client, right? And what I would do is I would give them a bit of a pricing cut month 1 and month 2. So I would tell them this. All right, so it's going to take about $2,000 a month. And this is a good thing for you guys to do. I always send this in an email, always. I never tell them a pricing over the phone. I always say, hey, I'm going to have to look into it. Let me send you an email. Here's why, is you have that in writing, proof of what you're going to offer them, how much, what, how everything is. It's just wise to have everything in writing, all right? Now, what I did, so again, I keep on shooting off here. Let's go back. $2,000 a month client. How I present this to them is saying, all right, so the typical price is going to be $2,000 a month, but you know what? What I'm going to do for you is, I like to help out other companies because I know what it's like. I get it. I know what it's like to pay for a marketing channel that's new, might not generate leads right off of the, right off of the top, and it's going to take time, and I get that. I know what it's like. I run a company too, blah blah blah. I know what it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually help eat some of your costs. It's not that you're getting any less of a package, right? But I'm going to actually help you eat cost. So yeah, it's going to be $2,000 a month, but you know what? For month 1 and 2, I'm only going to charge you $1,000, right? Or $800, or you make the determination for what you feel is comfortable for you, and say, all right, you know what? I'm going to chop that $2,000 in half. So month 1 is going to be $1,000. Month 2, same thing, another $1,000, and then month 3 and beyond, it's going to jump up to the agreed upon $2,000. And what that does is it lets people see, oh, wow, so it's kind of like I'm paying for 1 month, but getting 2 months, out of it. Oh, okay, all right. And it's a lot easier for them to kind of try things out for lesser for less money than what you talked to them about originally, because it makes them feel like they're getting a deal, a sweet deal. Hey, I'm giving you half off. And that's how you have to give it to them. So I did that. Worked like a charm. Perfect. Like you would not believe. Worked incredible. All right. So that's how I do it for every one of my clients is I give them a bit of a price cut. And honestly, I really don't. I don't give them any less. If I lose money, I lose a little bit of money, no big deal, because I know that it's going to succeed, and they're going to come back month 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and they're going to keep paying me money, right? So it's a way for me to set myself up for the future to know, okay, they're going to keep paying me. They're not going to stop paying me, you know? So any other questions, guys? That's kind of how I did what I did. I know you're kind of like, did I miss something? Like what's going on? No, guys, that's literally it. There's no secret magic sauce, you know what I mean? And it's just doing it, you know? Hey, Ken, yeah, so how many calls a day was I doing? So, like I said, I also run a real estate investment company, and so I kind of did this SEO thing on the side. I wasn't really focusing on it. So I would only make 5 to 10 calls a day, if that. And I did it for probably a couple weeks until I landed a couple clients. Then I kind of got overwhelmed with a couple of houses I went to buy and fixing them up and doing things. So I kind of got, overwhelmed. I didn't really focus on it much, other than the clients I had. And so what I did is, like I said, I said, okay, well, probably the easiest way for me to get more clients is to have one do really, really well and have a couple do really, really well, and have them just refer people to me so I don't have to make all the calls and do that. I was right, and it worked. And yes, so Ken, what I did is I would definitely encourage you to go watch kind of the first half. What I did is I had a virtual assistant. I picked a bunch of categories: roofers, landscapers, tree service, all of that. And what I did is, had a VA go and pull the company name, the website, the phone number, any email address that was on there, and what page they were on to Google on. And I would always, when I call them, I always added a couple extra pages. So if they were on page 2, like, hey, we found you on page 4 or 5, kind of make it sound kind of worse than it is. And so that's kind of how I set that up. Yeah. So, Aaron said, are you basing price off city? Yeah, so what I tell everyone this, is I base what the pricing is on these two things: the city population size and your competition. How much competition do you have in your area online, right? But really, all I do is I base it off a city. And so, I forgot that was empty. Man, did that earlier. Definitely gonna have to get some water here soon. But so how I set things up is, right now I've got a plumber in a city of 50,000 for about $600 a month, because I know that that's a lot for him, but it's gonna work well for him. So yeah, I base it all off city population size, and so what I would say is kind of a good rule of thumb, is, anything below 150,000 people, consider being in the range. I don't like to charge people less than $500, and that's like rock bottom. I really don't take people under 1,000. But, I took on a plumber just to, again, build my ammo, right? Build my rankings to show people, hey, I ranked him, so I'm not making money off of him. I'm going to make money off of him eventually, though, because I'm going to use his rankings to show other high-profile clients, right? That's kind of how I set things up. So don't say no to the little guys, because that's going to help you land a much larger fish. And so, like I said, anything under 150,000 people, I would probably look at between 500 and $1,000, somewhere in that range. And then population of, 150 to 300,000, I would say no more than 2,000 a month. I was kind of looking at that kind of range. And I feel like a good solid base, kind of no matter what, is about $1,500. Because if you look at it, you run local citations, press release, social signals, PBNs, kind of gives you enough to put into the client, but you also make a little bit. So, if they're not feeling $3,000 a month, chop it in half and see what $1,500 is. You know what I mean? It's better to get something than nothing at all. And again, clients, the smaller fish are going to help you land bigger clients, because new potential clients want to see rankings of current clients. So if you don't have any because you're too expensive and you're not willing to kind of take a little bit of a hit up front to get those rankings, then guess what? You're probably not going to do so well. Okay, just saying. So that's what I would do. All right. All right, guys. Well, that is really, honestly, guys, that's everything. If nobody has any other questions, I'm going to sign off. I've got, like I said, my tea time here pretty soon. So I got to go get changed and go get ready. For that, going to grab a bite to eat, go play 18 holes. Guess what, guys? You guys can live the luxury life I am. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not really. Listen, guys, I'm not living some extravagant life or anything like that. Just working hard, guys. That's it's what I tell all of my employees. Is I tell them this is, listen, guys, we just have to work hard. We can't settle. Don't settle, guys. Don't settle. When you have 10 clients, awesome. That's great. You got 10. Go get 30. When you get 30, you did it. You got 30 clients. Go get 50. You got 50. Oh, it can't get better than this. Oh, it can, because when you hit 55, it gets better. When you hit 75, it gets better. When you hit 100, it gets better. All right? I've made a mistake, especially in all of the real estate side of things for me, is when I close a house, I'm saying, oh, man, feels good. Let me kick back and relax. This feels great, right? Don't do that. Don't relax. Don't settle. I'm not saying don't go and enjoy yourself, right? Have fun. Live life with your family, your friends. Do fun things, right? Let this be a freeing experience to say, I've got the money now. We can go play 18 holes. We can go on a little vacation, a weekend in somewhere, to the mountains, to a local beach, a lake house, something to, let this be an enjoyable process for you guys. And again, RankDaddy Pro is where it is at, guys. It's where it's at. Go sign up. If you guys haven't, I'm just telling you this now. That's why I am where I am, is because of that. RankDaddy Pro. Go and sign up for it, guys. I'm telling you. Go do it. Go do it. It's worth its weight in gold. Yeah, so what? It's a few $1,000s. Go open up a credit card and put it on that. Do something. Make an investment in yourself. I had to pay too. Guess what? Pulling in almost $20,000 a month. Gonna up that to $30,000 or $40,000 a month coming up soon. Guess what? That a few $1,000s. It's just a tiny little drop. Okay? You have to pay that. You have to pay to play. Just the way that it is, guys. So it's worth it. I'm telling you, it's worth it. So listen, guys, if you guys have questions, feel free to drop a comment on here. And so feel free, drop a comment. And I would love to answer it here. Because it would be awesome if you guys can just leave any questions, those of you guys catching this on replay, watch it here, leave a comment here, so that way I can answer it here, so that's just so that everybody can see it, rather than you just sending me a message. Let's try to keep it all in here, so that way this helps everyone and not just you. So guys, that is everything. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this has been a big help, just to kind of give you guys some encouragement on what to do and things like that. So guys, go make calls, go get it, go kill it, go lock up clients, go get the job done. Guys, biggest encouragement here. Do the work, make the calls. Don't hire somebody to do the calls. Make the calls yourself. It's always the sweetest victory when you can do something yourself and say, I did this, I made that call, I worked that deal, I got that person, I landed it, boom, I did it. Yes, this is great. And then when you begin to land clients, then you can tell somebody, hey, this is actually how I did this, right? Rather than trying to hire somebody to say, hey, I don't know how to make cold calls, I don't know how to land a client, just go figure it out. You can't do that. You got to do it yourself, right? That's my biggest piece of advice. All right, guys, well, I will see you guys later. I got to go play 18 holes. I'll talk with you guys later. All right, I'll see you.